Dear the Backstreet Boys, it should have been that Backstreet arrived. Joao Felix is one hell of an expensive teenager. Frank Lampard returns to Chelsea. David De Gea is offered a United extension. All of the viewers smash the subscribe button. Arsenal offered a sensational deal, and we've got a roundup of all the day's transfer rumours. That and more coming up in the next few minutes, as I'm your host, Matt Froelich. You are the Onefootballers, and this is the Daily News. So first up, and to Atletico Madrid, who have really joined the big leagues when it comes to summer spending by splashing out 126 million euros on Joao Felix. This is an insane price for a teenager. Don't get me wrong, he's obviously talented. Last season he bagged 15 goals as Benfica went to the quarterfinals of the Europa League and won the Portuguese title. Surely this is just way too much money. He's the 5th most expensive player of all time, the 2nd most expensive teenager of all time behind Kylian Mbappe, and in all honesty, he hasn't really done that much in his career just yet. I get that they're trying to replace Antoine Griezmann, I get that loads of clubs are after him, but that is just ridiculous. Talking of Antoine Griezmann, he said he'll be leaving the club, and he better hopes that he does leave now, otherwise he'll have to wear a new shirt number. At Joao Felix's unveiling yesterday, he was given the number 7 shirt, which Griezmann currently holds, so it looks like his move to Barcelona will definitely be on the cards. That will be for around 120 million, which coincidentally is how much is spent on Joao Felix, so yes, technically Atletico Madrid could have taken this risk because they know they'll be getting the money back. Alongside this, Atletico Madrid are also very busy yesterday bringing in other players from the Portuguese league. 2, in fact, from Porto. Brazilian defender Felipe joined for around 20 million euros, where Hector Herrera had his contract expired, meaning he could sign on a free transfer. And on top of all this transfer activity, Manchester City also agreed to pay the release clause of Rodri, meaning that Atletico Madrid, unbelievably, have spent money on the 5th most expensive player in the history of football and have still come up about 60 million on top, especially when you consider they'll be selling Griezmann. So moving on from that very quickly and to some managerial news, as Chelsea have indeed brought back Frank Lampard. This move has been talked about for the last week or so, and Derby gave him an excuse to not return to pre-season training in order to continue with the negotiations over his contract. Those have been finalised, he's penned a 3-year deal, and the legendary midfielder who bought Chelsea all sorts of Premier Leagues, FA Cups and won Champions League is back at the club. How is this going to go though? He's either going to go the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer route, a good start but then tail off massively, or he's going to go on to become a club legend just like Pep Guardiola did after playing for Barcelona. Personally, I can see it kind of going towards the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer ways. I don't think he's as good a coach as Guardiola, but you never know. This is football and anything can happen. But moving back to the transfer news and to the stupid amounts of money, and if you thought Alexis Sanchez earning 400k a week was crazy, well, Manchester United are apparently going to have 2 players earning that kind of money with David De Gea. The goalkeeper's contract is set to expire in 12 months' time, and if United don't want to sell him for cheap this summer or lose him on a free next summer, which would be embarrassing as anything, well, they're going to have to offer him a new deal, which they have done. Now, although they've started the bidding at around 350k a week, De Gea and his representatives have said that they want closer to 400k, which is what the top earner Alexis Sanchez earns. This, in all honesty, I think is actually worth it. Now, I'm not saying De Gea is worth 350k a week. It's just worth it from the fact they won't have to go out and buy a new goalkeeper. There are some top keepers out there, but they're already at top clubs. But realistically, who are United going to get to replace David De Gea? Of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So on to the next bit of news, and all the viewers watching this video have smashed the subscribe button. That's you guys. We massively appreciate all of your support. So if you could smash that subscribe button down there, you'll be able to keep up to date with all of the latest videos that we release on Onefootball. There's loads of transfer talk in the summer, and where else to find out all about it. But away from that cheesy plea for more subscribers and to the transfer news, where Arsenal have actually been offered a sensational deal in the form of Nabil Fekir. The Lyon midfielder was so close to completing a move to Liverpool last summer for around 60 million, but the club pulled out right at the end over concerns from a previous knee injury. Now this summer, much like with David De Gea, with 12 months left to run on Fekir's contract, Lyon have said that any club, particularly Arsenal who are interested in him, can have him for a cut price of £30 million. For such a sensational midfielder who's clearly got some leadership qualities as he's the captain at Lyon, has been captain for a while, and for just £30 million at 25 years old, what could possibly go wrong? If they sell Mesut Ozil this summer, they're probably going to get more than 30 million. Not much more, but any fee that they get that will cover the cost of Fekir is a pretty good summer overall, regardless of any other transfer business that they do. Alongside this though, 30 million is the price that's been quoted for Ryan Fraser from Bournemouth, and former midfielder Jack Wilshere has said that Arsenal will be doing a fantastic piece of business by bringing the Scotsman in. Whilst on loan with Bournemouth, Wilshere saw firsthand just how energetic he is, how much of a hard trainer he is, and how he's improved this season. And I think we've all seen that with the fact that Fraser had the second most assists in Europe only behind Lionel Messi. So lastly but not least, we come to roundup of all the other rumours and bits of news that are flying around in the footballing world. First off, Newcastle have spoken to Belgian manager Roberto Martinez with the possibility of him taking over at St James's Park. Leicester are planning to use the 70 million or so that they could get from Harry Maguire on the signings of Yuri Tielemans for 40 and Ayoze Perez from Newcastle for £30 million. On top of this, Liverpool, Arsenal and Tottenham are all interested in Spain's under-21 star and Real Madrid midfielder Dani Ceballos, and Gigi Buffon is having his medical at Juventus ahead of a return to the club. So as well as smashing the subscribe button, what do you guys think will happen with Joao Felix? Is that one hefty price tag and too much pressure for someone so young? And how do you think Frank Lampard will do as the new Chelsea manager? Of course, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. You can also hit the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on Onefootball. But until next time, I will see you guys later.